Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. Give me one moment to get the live chat up, edit the description, put tags in the video, and talk with you all today. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today is February 5th, 2019, and today we will be talking about February 4th, 2019. Sorry that this video is coming at you an hour late. After I got home from hanging out with your boy Dozer and your girl Serena, I came back and I took a rest for a bit before I decided to start up the stream after, of course, exercising and showering. Yo, Kels, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Truly appreciate it. Bum, 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 bum. How are you doing today, Kels? I hope you are doing well. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. So right now I am getting everything set up as always. Kels, how was your day today? I hope you've been doing well. Tell me about what you've been up to. Did you see the earlier fan poll stream? If so, what did you think of the new custom card archetype, etc., etc.? Kel said the part two of my fanfic should be ready tomorrow. Oh, ballin'! I'm excited to read it. Have you thought more about what you might subtitle the fanfiction that you've been working on? I have been curious about your thoughts on that. Ooh, I almost forgot. Gotta grab those links to stuff like the Amino and Patreon. Almost there. Scroll it up. Paste those in. Booyah. Kel said I'm gonna call it Yu-Gi-Oh! Reborn. Oh, interesting. Could you give me a hint of why it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Reborn? Well, actually, I think I already get it. So is it called Yu-Gi-Oh! Reborn because of the fact that after the events of Arc V, all of the dimensions separated and it kind of caused the universe to change based on what we discussed yesterday? Because I feel like that's a good explanation for why it would be called Yu-Gi-Oh! Reborn. Another reasoning that I could come at it from is the idea that they're trying to remove all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Special summoning types. The being that essentially is the vortex that allows for vortex summoning. So it's almost like it's trying to usher in like the almost the rebirth of like how old school Yu-Gi-Oh was before special summoning. Essentially starting it fresh, almost like rebooting it. I could see that being like another. Ooh, my brain said anticipation. I was like, that's not the right word. Another interpretation of like where reborn could be coming from. Kel said that's one of the reasons it's called that. I'll explain everything in a future Amino post. Okay, ballin', ballin'. I think I know why I thought anticipation. Because it rhymes with what I actually was thinking, and also because I am anticipating your thoughts on it. But I'm glad to hear that you've been working on it. I'm excited to see the next part of that fan fiction. I believe that the description is now finished. That may be like the fastest description type up I've had in a hot minute. So now I'll be able to jump right in and start talking about my day. And of course, I'll still be talking with you guys in the live chat. So feel free to throw questions and discussion topics my way. Okay, so after the vlog, I worked on writing a book for a while, but I was having trouble figuring out where to start. The book I'm working on is nonfiction and is based on information from multiple research papers. I'm having trouble figuring out what I need the reader to know first before they can understand what the book is about. Because I can like cite things, directly from research papers, but I can't necessarily, just tell them, go read it and you'll understand. I need to, in a way, when I am citing these research papers, show why I'm citing it so that the reader can get a better idea of what I'm trying to discuss and like why the things that I'm saying are important and to help better verify the claims being made in the book. Kel said, right now I'm on dueling book. Want to duel? I'm currently getting ready more for like bed. When I do these streams for like about an hour, I normally afterwards like hit the hay. So it's more of a settling down thing at the moment. If you happen to be online tomorrow doing Dueling Book and it wins the fan poll, though, I'd be more than happy to hit you up on that fan poll, face you with these player armor cards. A, ooh, That actually makes me think about something else that I did today. I was about to talk about it, but I'll get to that a little bit later. Um, After writing for a while, I went to sleep and had another weird dream. I remember going to school while being a part time actor, but the people I worked with were immoral and kept recommending that I steal from others. I felt uncomfortable whenever we weren't filming a scene, but during scenes I had fun acting. At one point in the dream, I was in a fancy mansion owned by my friend Ike and his friends. Everyone more or less smiled at me or just ignored me, but no one talked to me. No one kicked me out, but I didn't feel welcome, I just felt tolerated. At one point in the dream, I snuck into a library through a secret passage, but something dramatic happened. It opened up to a big cafeteria with like a military sergeant, and the sergeant was yelling at me for sneaking into the library. But I don't exactly know why, or really what compelled me to sneak into the library in the first place, or why it was such a grave offense for doing so. But that was another weird part of the dream. The last thing that occurred in the dream involved a group of witches spinning a chain that had a series of orange balls on one end and stars on the other. When they spun the chain, both halves of the chain spun independently, and it had a magical effect that involved like glowing lights and numbers appearing and things of that nature, and arrows pointing around. And it essentially indicated that one of the witches was going to fall in love with the holder of the 5-star Dragon Ball, which I thought was really weird. And then after that, I just woke up. So, I don't know, weird dream. Kel said, "Be right back." Okay, Kel, see you when you get back. So after that, when I woke up from my dream, I checked my phone and was quickly, blah, I keep getting tongue tied. Sorry. I feel a little tired and a little bloated. I feel like I drink milkshakes really regularly, like really big milkshakes. Probably shouldn't do it as much as I do. Let's see. So I checked my phone and was quickly reminded that I had an interview with Tismo at 11 a.m. I freshened up and listened to SoundCloud weekly for a bit before changing into my business casual clothes. I researched the organization a little bit more that I would be interviewing with, Tismo. Then I grabbed my resumes and went to the interview. The main complaint that I received concerning the interview was the fact that I wasn't very conversational. I answered questions and told stories about projects, but we didn't really click in like a more conversational basis. I think the issue was in part due to my inexperience in interviewing with multiple interviewers at once. It was harder to get a personal connection to one interviewer or the other in order to feel more socially open and conversational. Yo, Kirby, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. I do think I would really enjoy working with Tismo. I feel like what they do in particular truly does interest me. So, working with them, I think, would be a blast. I'd be able to work with them while I was in school, and then hopefully work with them after school, like after I graduate, in order to fulfill my scholarship obligation. Plus, it would allow me to stay in the area, still be able to hang out with my friends, talk comics, see the city grow, because the city has been growing more and more as I've been getting older, and maybe finally see the FBI move into the city. This has been a big thing that's been talked about for a long time, but nothing's really happened yet. So I don't know. Yo, Kirby, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Kirby said my character almost got wrecked in our D&D session. How so? Tell me what happened. Kel said, "Hey, I'm back." He said, "Now I'm working on fanfic." Oh, ballin'. I'm excited to see your progress on the fanfic. Kirby said, "I did a stream on YGO Pro 2 earlier." Oh, cool. What did you play? Now I have like multiple questions for you, Kirby. How'd your character almost get wrecked? And what decks have you been playing on YGO Pro 2? And then Kells. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't ask you for spoilers on the fanfic since I know I'm already gonna read it, but I am interested. Oh, I do want to know if Kells checked out today's fan poll stream because I wrote out an archetype based on Hydra heads. I wanted to detail about like the different cards, what their names and effects would be, and we discussed it during the stream. So I'm curious if you've seen that video, Kells, and what your thoughts are on blah blah, and what your thoughts on it are. Sorry, I do feel like I'm a little out of it. And then Kirby, I'm also curious if you saw that stream and what your thoughts were on the Hydra head archetype. I'd love to get more feedback from you guys on your thoughts on that archetype. Kels, I really want to know how you'd feel about having a character who played with that archetype. Like, what personality do you imagine for that character? How do you think they would look? And how do you imagine the different card arts based off of the names of the cards and the effects of the cards? And then Kirby, I'd like to ask you, what were your thoughts on the archetype? If you did happen to see that stream, you know what I'm talking about. What were your thoughts on the archetype? And would it be something you'd play? Why or why not? Kel said, "Oh, I didn't check it out. I will tomorrow, though." Oh, ballin'. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And then Kirby said, "We fought a creature named a Devourer, and my character dropped to 0. Oh, so what saved you? How'd you get back? Also, how'd you get out of that previous situation you were in, involving you being locked in a cage and your friends being more or less helpless?" Kel said, "Yeah, I can think of a character for your custom cards." Oh, ballin'. Let's see. So I just finished talking about my interview with Tismo and talking about how it'd be great to work for them. Moving on from there, Maddie and I then went to Main Bowl, which is a Chinese food restaurant that's on campus for lunch, and then ate together back at the dorm. We watched a pretty much it video on the Saw films, which made it hard for Maddie to eat while she watched. I thought it was interesting because I saw a scene that made me go, this is interesting to watch while eating food. I didn't say it out loud, but I thought it to myself. Then I looked over at Maddie, who like had food, like she picked up like a Lunchable because she also went to the C store and got a Lunchable, and then she like put the food down. She like put the Lunchable back on the table, and then a guy on the Pretty Much It video said, "This is probably the worst thing to watch while eating." And then me and Maddie looked at each other because it was just all so well timed. I really vibed with it. Let's see. Kirby said that his friends easily defeated the Hydra. It wasn't nearly as dangerous as Kirby thought it was going to be. Because Kirby originally thought that in a previous campaign his party was going to get wiped out because he got locked in a cage where he couldn't help his friends, and then his friends more or less had to fight a monster on their own. Let's see. During today's fan poll, I already kind of mentioned this. I wrote out a custom Yu-Gi-Oh archetype based on summoning different Hydra heads to take down your opponents. Ryan and Matt both have different feelings concerning the archetype, and both were trying to propose like a boss monster slash win condition card. I ended up implementing both. I made a few changes based off of recommendations made by the live chat. One of those changes, though, I reneged. Ryan wanted me to change the wording on Hydra Head of Protection, and I decided, fuck that. I don't really like his new wording. I brought it back to what I liked before. I thought his new wording was kind of eh. Kirby said he played with Time Lords during the stream. Kirby is really good with Time Lords. If you've never seen him duel with Time Lords, or just if you haven't checked out Kirby's channel, make sure that you check out Kirby Ultrastar and smash that subscribe button. Truly appreciate it. Kirby is super nice and a great duelist, so you should check him out if you haven't already. Let's see. After we did the fan poll stream, I went over to Dozers where we played Ben 10 on Nintendo Switch. It was a fun time discussing the different alien abilities and Ben's absurd strength and acrobatic feats. If you'd like to see more about what I'm talking about, we actually posted videos showing off Ben's crazy strength in the game and discussing a tier list of all the different aliens on the channel, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. After that, we played Dragon Ball Fighter Z for a bit, and Dozer beat me 6-1 in a series of crazy fun fights. I really need to work on better incorporating Hit's special moves into combat. Whenever I play as Hit against the AI, when it's turned up to its highest difficulty, I have trouble defeating the AI if I try to use a bunch of special moves. But if I just stick to my fundamentals and play well, I can beat the AI no problem. But I feel like I need to step out of my comfort zone and get better using those special moves because against real players, just being good at the fundamentals just isn't enough to be up to par to face off against my friends. Unless it's Matt. I can get Matt with Hit pretty easily. That is a challenge, Matt. Hit me up in that Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm ready. So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Then we went to Sonic for milkshakes, and I GM'd a short tabletop RPG for Serena that involved her wandering through a wood, collecting keys from chest, traveling into like an underground tunnel, talking with like a gnome salesman, and getting a magical candle that can replenish her health. and trying to gather sticks in order to light the candles. It seemed like a pretty fun game. Well, we weren't able to really finish it. On the car ride back to my dorm, we discussed the idea of a social credit system that awarded citizens for committing crimes without getting caught by the authorities. Now, that was cool. So, China has this weird social credit system that's going to be in full effect next year for the entire country. And a big part of the social credit system is that citizens will be awarded points based on the actions that they do in life, and your score determines what you are and are not allowed to do in society. But the Chinese social credit system rewards you for being a good citizen. So we more or less discussed a hypothetical alternate universe where the social credit system awarded you for being a criminal instead of being a good citizen, but only if you weren't caught by the police, and how that would affect society, and also how a system like that could work in like this alternate universe, and how China would explain its ability to have such a system. It was a really engaging conversation. It would have been really cool to have had like filmed or have live streamed, but we didn't really know where that conversation was going until it was kind of already done. When I got back to the dorm, I laid down for a bit and I watched a little bit of Comic Pop. After that, I exercised, showered, and started up the stream. I feel a little bloated at the moment. I think it comes from the milkshake I had. I had a large Master Shake at Sonic. So I just feel like my stomach is kind of full, and I feel a little out of it probably because it's like 1:22 a.m. So a little sleepy. But other than that, just knocked over my keys. Other than that, I feel good, ready to hang out, ready to talk with you guys. So if you have any discussion points, questions for your boy, feel free to hit me up. I noticed I missed a few things in the live chat, so let me read that now. Kirby said, Time Lords are strong, but their weaknesses are plentiful and make them very vulnerable. Kirby said, so if a player is downed while near a devourer, the devourer can eat your body and spit you out as a zombie, and you cannot be brought back to life. So did you guys face off against a devourer and you were afraid that you were going to get eaten and then spat back out as a zombie and then have to make a new character? Is that the context? Sorry if I'm a little out of it. Hopefully this water will help get me back and everything. Kirby said my character was downed by it. I see. So you thought that your character, after getting hit by the devourer, was then going to get devoured and zombified. So I'm glad that you didn't get zombified. He said his party's cleric used a heal spell on him, and then the paladin teleported you away from it. Oh, nice. Excuse me. It sounds like you guys have a solid teamwork system going. Kel said I need some help. What should Future Magician of the Dark Arts effect be? Future Magician of the Dark Arts? Boom, 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 boom. Let me check the amino and look at some of these cards. Kirby said that's how I survived it. Oh, ballin'. So, does your cleric normally teleport people? That just sounded like an interesting way to save someone. Like, is he like the travel guy? So right now I'm scrolling through. He said the paladin did it. The paladin teleported you. The cleric was the one who healed you. And then Kirby said, and I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Huh. So it's not something that he normally does? The teleporting thing, I mean? So, you need help with the effect of Future Magician of the Dark Arts. I feel like I've heard that name before. I clicked on your Bright Eyes support. I don't know why, because we're clearly talking about future monsters. But I was like, I know I've read that somewhere. Is that in the fanfic already from yesterday? Because I know I've read that. Future Magician of the Dark Arts. The monster from yesterday. So you Xe summon Future Magician of the Dark Arts, rank 4, 2400 attack, and 2800 defense to the monster zone the link monster points to. Let's see. Kirby says he's new to D&D, so he doesn't know much about the classes other than the two that he's played. That's understandable. You learn little bits about the classes from the other people that you play with as you go. So no one expects you to know everything all at once. There are some YouTubers that Colin could probably recommend to you that go over a lot of elements of D&D and break down different classes. I'm not super into D&D, so while I've seen a lot of those videos, I don't necessarily retain a lot of the information. If it was comic book superheroes, it'd be a different story. Kel said it's from the fanfic at the end. So you want to know what like effect it should have? So I can now special summon. Right now I'm looking at some of the effects of the other monsters that you used to see if maybe it can like synergize with them. Nani said, "Is he a Nick?" Yo, Nani, welcome to the streams. Good to have you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Truly appreciate it. Kirby said, "And next, my character is going to be a combination of the two classes I have played." Oh, so you're gonna multi-class? That's interesting. Or is it like straight up fusion? Like your DM has like a fusion mechanic where your two characters actually become one character. Um, hmm. So right now I'm trying to figure out what Kel's card should do. What are your current ideas? If you could give me a few different effect ideas to choose from, and then I like try and pick one, then I feel like I could do a little bit better at that than coming up with an effect on the spot. Then Nani said, I liked. Thank you for smashing that like button. Truly appreciate it. Kirby says he's multi-classing. Oh, cool. Sounds cool. Kel said, I just thought of something. Thanks, you actually helped. I don't know how I helped, but I'm glad that I somehow helped. So let's see. Kirby, tell us more about the next character that you're going to be playing, and what inspired that character. Do you have like a personality in mind, a backstory? I'd really like to hear more about what you've been working on in terms of a next character. It's interesting to hear someone thinking about the next character when they're like in the middle of a campaign currently. So why do you want to play as that character? What makes you want to take on that role? Does it have to do with the world that you guys are playing in? I want some more information. Nani, when it comes to you, what have you been up to today? Hope you've been having a good day today. Um, any new like anime news or stuff that you're like hyped for or want to talk about? Kirby says it's going to be a follower of the god Bahamut. Interesting. Why? Do you have like a personal interest in that particular god in D&D? Have you heard stuff about the god in your campaign or just through like your own research on D&D and you go like that's cool? Do you just think Bahamut just is a cool D&D god in general and you just wanted to make a character that was somewhat based around your interest in that god? Uh, tell me more, blah 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 blah. Let's see. So Kirby said because our current cleric is a Bahamut follower and he is terrible at it. So you feel like the current cleric who is a follower of Bahamut isn't really doing a lot of Bahamut following. So you're showing him up. Aw, man. Weird flex, but okay. It's interesting to hear that your reasoning is you more or less want to flex on your friend's character. Maybe Bahamut will show you favoritism for being a better follower. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Someone making a D&D character specifically to flex on their friend's D&D character. Boom, 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 boom. So let's see. Kel's working on the fan fiction. Kirby right now is talking about his next character in D&D. Nani liked the video. I don't know what else is going on with Nani. If there's any new news in anime or any new things that Nani's been up to today. Or if he has any questions. Where did you go, Nani? Where did you disappear? Let's see. Kirby said the guidelines this new character will follow is the Knight's Code of Chivalry. So, your character's going to be a knight. What are the two classes that you've played before that you're multi-classing into? For those of us who may not be familiar with your character, I know that you like to do support a lot, but even I am not fully aware of what classes that you played. The last time we talked about D&D is when you were like trapped in the cage going against the Hydra. Sorcerer and Cleric. Interesting. So could you tell me more about your sorcerer character and tell me more about like your cleric character, and how their personalities and backstories differed between the two? And then could you tell me what led to you changing your characters' personalities and backstories between the two characters. Because some people like to try different classes but don't necessarily change their character's background. They're kind of fine with how their character behaves and acts, but they want a character that has a different set of like abilities. While in other cases, players want to create entirely new characters in order to like fill the roles of. And I kind of want to know like where you lean on that. What made you go from a sorcerer to a cleric, and how different were the two in terms of like playstyle? Nani said, I haven't found an anime I'm interested in. Interesting. So are you currently like looking for new anime, but you just haven't seen any new stuff that like you really vibe with? I'm currently caught up on the Boruto manga and the Dragon Ball Super manga. I really like what's going on in both. In both manga, without giving away any spoilers, there are big fights going on that could potentially have huge repercussions depending on who wins or loses the fights. So I'm kind of hyped for that. Kirby said, I didn't have a backstory for these characters. This will be my first time having a backstory to work with. Interesting. Okay. So you're currently working on. That actually is interesting. So for your previous two characters, instead of having a backstory, did you just kind of play them however you wanted and just enjoyed the game, without necessarily having to like have a backstory, have a background? Because that's also perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure for the first few characters I had in D&D, it wasn't a thing where I necessarily like pre-prepared a backstory. I just figured out what I liked and didn't like about the game, and then just kind of rolled with it. You know what I mean? My character just kind of existed in that world, and I just puppeted them, but it wasn't based off of some preconceived story that explained how my character got from their beginnings to where they were currently in the campaign. Kirby said, I've just been enjoying the game, following the ethics that I would have and applying them to the world that I've been placed in. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know some people who really dislike that when people jump into D&D without having a real background for their character. But I kind of like how organic it is because of the fact that when you don't go into it with this like preset story and these preset notions that limit how your character can actually interact in the world, it allows for you to build a character the way that you want it without presetting it to things that you think that you want before the campaign starts. That's currently happening with our friend Avery in D&D. He wanted to play like a good character, and he's realizing that everyone else in the party is really chaotic and just does crazy stuff, and he can't handle that playing a good character because he knows that if he was going to truly play toward this good character that he would have just left the party. His character would have nothing to do with the chaos that's like around him. So instead of sticking to the background that he's written, he's kind of having that character slowly transform into more of an agent of chaos and kind of pushing away from the previous written background. Kirby said, but my character's followership of Bahamut will be a secret from the rest of the party until I reach level 2. Interesting. So the idea is that you're gonna do that sneak flex. You have the flex planned, and the flexing is in motion, but no one's gonna see your flex emerge from the shadows until it's too late. You got that rogue flex going on for that sorcerer cleric combo. Kirby says specifically, the character that's been a poor follower will not know that you're a follower of Bahamut. Interesting. Okay. How do you feel like they'll react when you hit them with that flex? Because already it sounds like an interesting bum 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 twist for you to like throw on to your friend. Man, I'm kind of in the mood to do like a tabletop RPG kind of thing, even though it's late and I'm sleepy, and also getting confused and tripping over my words. I'd be interested in like doing like an improv DM thing where I just make up a story and you guys play along and do dice rolls at home and things of that nature. This is something that Winslow has been wanting me to do for like a hot minute. Whenever I hang out with Winslow, he'll be like, yo, let's do like one of those tabletop RPG things where we just mess around and like play a game. And I'm always like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. But right now, I am in the mood. I'm actually in the mood to do something like that. Kirby said most of the players should be laughing, I think, but that one player will just be like, fuck you. That's understandable. um, wouldn't expect anything less. Um, do you think by you being a good follower of Bahamut that maybe it will change how your friend behaves? That he'll try to like do better in order to try and gain the favor of Bahamut? Like, let's say your character starts to benefit from being a better follower. Do you think you'll suddenly have like a friendly rivalry between the two of you? Then Kirby said, "I will have no regrets." That's good. You're already invested in the plan. He said, "Not even a little bit." So you don't think your friend will try and compete with you to be the best follower of Bahamut? You just think you'll be really good, and your friend will just have to forever be flexed upon until the end of days. Let's see. So Nani hasn't found any anime that they're interested in right now. Kels is working on the fanfic. Kirby's thinking about the new character that he's gonna make in D&D. And I'm here talking with you guys, ready to hang out, ready to answer any questions or discuss any discussion topics that you might have. Kirby said, and also, these new characters, I'm pretty sure, will be in sort of like in another universe from the current characters. Interesting. So, do you think there'll be any crossover? Like maybe like a portal opens and something happens that allows for things from the previous universe, well, the other universe that you played in, to leak into this universe? Or do you think that the universe that you're going to be playing in will be like in an alternate version of that first universe? So some elements from that first universe still exist within it, while others are totally different. Kirby said no crossovers. So will this be an entirely new universe that's nothing like the one that you guys were in before? Excuse me. Or will it be like a reflection of the old universe with a few key differences? Because I think that'd be interesting. Kirby says it's just like an entirely new story. Oh, interesting. Will it be set in like a similar like time period? Is it still like medieval fantasy, or will it be like in the modern day, or even farther back in time, or somewhere in between like the medieval ages and now? He said same world, just different story. Okay, so it's gonna be like the same world that you played in this campaign, but it's a different like continuity. It's just like its own continuity that exists. Kind of like well, doesn't that fall into like the same parallel reflection kind of thing that I was getting at before, where it's like the world that you were playing in before, except like a few key things are different. But it's more than a few key things, I guess, because of the fact that like the storyline's completely different. I don't know. Do you guys have like a map that you guys use that shows like the different locations in your world? You have Scavenger. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. So Scavenger, I got a few questions for you. For one, how's your day today? Uh, Number two, do you have any discussion topics that you like to discuss tonight on the stream? And number three, do you have any questions for your boy? Like questions that you like to ask? Scavenger said, I already hit the like button. Yeah, thank you kindly for smashing that like button, Scavenger. Truly appreciate it. Kirby said, we do use a map. Oh, cool. What are some of the different locations that you and your party have visited? And what are some of your favorite locations and why? Scavenger said, my day was good. How was yours? Oh, fantastic as always. Thank you for asking. I went over my day a little bit earlier today. Well, during the stream. Sorry, I'm also a little bit out of it. I went over my day earlier today. I keep saying earlier today. My day is in the description. That's what I'm more or less getting to. I was saying I went over my day earlier in the stream, but in the description box below, everything that I did today is listed. I mainly just hung out with Maddie and Dozer and Serena. Maddie, I like ate lunch with, and then I hung out with Dozer and Serena for like the rest of the day. I also interviewed with a government agency that's local. Fingers crossed that I'm able to actually get a position working with them. If I did work with them, I would start working with them now while I was still in college. and then hopefully continue working with them and fulfill my scholarship obligation after I graduated. So wish me luck. If I get it, it would be really good. Let's see. Kirby said, I don't remember their names. That's understandable. I have trouble remembering the names of a lot of fictional stuff. Unless it's superheroes, which is just how I like to absorb my fiction. They happen to be superheroes, it's just easy to remember. Let's see. Scavenger said his question is, have I watched Ruby? So I've watched seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Ruby. Excuse me. Season 1 is excusable because they're just starting and they're trying to like get a better grasp of what's going on. You know what I mean? So while I feel like season 1 of Ruby could have been better, it's excusable because it's like the first season, it's a new show, and they're kind of getting their foot wet in it, their feet wet in it. Season 2, I felt like had a lot of promise. It could have done a lot of cool stuff, but it didn't. So season 2 more or less was like a disappointment. Season 3 was a fucking banger. Tournament arc? Come on, come on. So they had a tournament arc, and it was really cool. I like seeing everybody fight. They did the whole like the tournament arc gets disrupted by something. Blah 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 blah. I thought that was cool. Season 4. I was like, what? You're telling me that the best team in the show is going to be the new main team that we follow? Oh shit, that's gonna be dope. Then you watch it and you go, what? Why'd they put her on the team? What? Why? How did they make the team less interesting than it was before? Why do we keep flashing to all the old main characters? I don't care about them. And then for season 5, I was like, nope, I just don't like Ruby. Season 3 was like the only season I really liked, and I have a good number of gripes about all the other seasons. So I'll just keep season 3 in my memory and just not fuck with the rest of Ruby. Let's see. Kel said last stream you said that you didn't know about Player Armor Seal, because I saw that card in Dueling Book. Player Armor Seal, I don't remember. Um, Let me see. Do 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 do. I'll Google it. I mean, I don't know why I said Google it. I'll check Dueling Book. Then Kirby said, I have figured out how I'm going to reveal my Bahamut followership. Oh, tell me, how do you plan to reveal it? How do you plan to flex on your friend? Let's see. Then Nani said Nick confuses the competition. How do I confuse the competition? Then Scavenger said, I just got done binge watching seasons 1 through 5, and he said, holy wow, they progress so much each season, and the animation gets better with each season. Season 4 and 5 feel like one giant season. Yeah, I just couldn't stick with it. Like I said, season 3 I thought was the best, and season 1 felt excusable. Other than that, nah, I didn't really vibe. Let's see. Kirby said, "How familiar are you with the God of War games?" Not at all. I have friends who are like really into the God of War stuff, but me personally, never have gotten into it. Then Nani said, "I want to see a Nickabenson season. I want to see you guys write some fan fiction and post it on that amino. 250 words or less, please, in order to keep it concise. I will do dramatic readings of fan fiction starring your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, in fictional settings and just in realistic fictional settings. You know, whatever you guys want. Throw me in a parallel universe, throw fictional characters into my world, just have me and my friends go on an adventure, whatever. If you post any kind of fan art or fan fiction on the amino, I'll do a dramatic reading of fan fiction as long as it's 250 words or less. And if it's fan art, if I can get 10 images of fan art from either one artist or various artists, I'll make a quick slideshow. It'll probably only be like so many seconds long because it's 10 images. But I'll make a short slideshow showing off all the different fan art, giving you guys like a showcase. I love seeing whenever you guys make fan fiction and like make fan art. I truly appreciate it. I love sharing it with everybody else. Let's see. Kirby said because it's similar to a cutscene from one of those games, then I probably have never seen the cutscene and don't know how you're planning to reveal it. Scavenger said season 3 is my fave, but my fave's intro is season 1. When it comes to Ruby, I'm actually having trouble remembering the music. Like, I'm not remembering the songs. I remember female vocals and guitar being a thing, I don't actually like remember tunes to the music. Kirby said the first game, in fact, a cutscene from it. Uh, he's going to use that as inspiration for how he's going to reveal that he's a follower of Bahamut. Um, I still wouldn't know what you're talking about because I haven't played any of the games. Then Nani said, "Cool. Where's Winslow?" Winslow is probably at his dorm asleep because it's 1:46 a.m. Mondays are his busy days, so I imagine Winslow is doing everything under the sun and then going to sleep. Then Scavenger said, "Nani, where's the crew?" So right now I'm pretty sure most people are asleep. So I think I'm awake, and then you guys are awake. This is the crew. We are here. The crew right now. We got Kirby, Nani, Scavenger, and we got a fourth viewer watching, who may or may not have talked. Kells, of course. The reason why Kells isn't currently talking is because we're working on the fanfic. You guys are the crew. Kells actually showed up first. He was ready. So the crew right now is Kells, Kirby, Scavenger, and Nani. Kirby said, "Okay, so when I reach level 2, I'm going to do a very dramatic scene where I multi-class in a cleric." Continues another message. Scavenger said, "I can't sleep because I'm cramming in a lot of work for the week right now." Oh, ballin', getting ahead on work. Kel said, hashtag first dabs. Congratulations, Kels. Oh, right. I opened up dueling books so I could search that player armor card that you mentioned that I don't remember. Player armor seal. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hmm. I typed in player armor and it brought up like, there we go. Huh. Player armor seal. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a player armor card destroys itself with its own effect, you can add that card from your graveyard to your hand. You may play spell or trap cards in your monster zones, but they are still spells and traps. If the controller of this card would take damage from a direct attack, they can destroy a player armor card they control instead. I think someone else made that as an additional card to fit within the archetype, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. But I definitely didn't make that card. Um, in order to make sure that I didn't make that card, I'm going to change the search settings from all custom cards to my custom cards and hit search. And boom, that card no longer appears in the search results. So yeah, that was someone else's like additional card that they added in order to help support the archetype, which is pretty cool. I wonder if they vibed with that more than Player Armor Stomping Ground. I think I know who made it. I saw a comment on a YouTube video that said, "Hey, Player Armor Stomping Ground should make the Player Armor cards act as monster cards. Will be able to be placed in like monster zones or whatever." And I think after they made that recommendation, they were like, "What if I just made that card?" And then they like made it, which is cool. I actually encourage that. The idea for you guys, if you feel like any of the custom archetypes I've made could use additional support, to like make additional support, because I think that's pretty dope. Kirby said, "I will have a hidden symbol of Bahamut on my chest." Oh, and you're gonna like reveal your chest to the party? How are you gonna do that? Dozer said, Serena said hi. Yo, Dozer, yo, Serena, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Truly appreciate it. Scavenger said, I dabbed while sneezing. Aren't accidental dabs the best? Whenever I dab while sneezing, it's on purpose. I can tell that the sneeze is coming, and I prepare the dab accordingly. Scavenger said, I dab on the haters. And then he said, do you fuck with D&D 5e? So D&D 5e is the only D&D that I play. Even then, I feel like D&D 5e has ass combat. Not a big fan of combat in D&D. I'm more into the story and like how the story unfolds in D&D, and character interaction and things of that nature. Characters going for their goal. I feel like combat is a big part of what ends up happening when characters strive to achieve a goal on an adventure, but it's not the thing that I look forward to. I feel like it's like the worst part of D&D 5e is when you actually fight someone. It's just a weird slog. And then Nani said he said was good. I don't know what you said. I don't understand what you mean. Kirby said, and I will drop to my knees saying, Bahamut, bless with the power to, in the words of one of my 90 guidelines, uphold the weak, and I will pledge my life to your cause. So you're going to like do this super dramatic declaration in front of your party members in the hopes of doing like a hard flex on your friend who's a horrible follower of Bahamut? Scavenger said, "Do you think Bayformers is bad, decent, or good?" Talking about Michael Bay's Transformer movies. So real quick, when it comes to the Michael Bay Transformer movies, I have only seen one, two, three. Uh, re- Fuck me. One, two, three. The night one, and maybe another one. I might have seen five of them. I don't think I've seen five of them. I know I saw the first one with Shia LaBeouf. I know I saw the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, also with Shia LaBeouf. I know I saw the third one, Dark Side of the Moon, also with Shia LaBeouf, but they replaced the love interest girl, so it was no longer like Megan Fox or whatever. And then I saw the one with the knights that had like Mark Wahlberg in it. The one with the knights is probably my favorite. I remember going to theaters and being like, this I feel like will probably be like below like standard. Like I feel like this movie won't be very good. And then I left that movie going like this one that was well paced. I actually really enjoyed it. I felt like there wasn't really a boring moment in the movie. It kept my interest throughout. There was like one slow moment where they went underwater or something like that. But the Transformer movie with the knight, I thought with the knights, I thought wasn't really that bad. But that was the last Michael Bay Transformers movie that I watched. I haven't seen the new Bumblebee movie. I've heard good things about the trailer. I don't know if the movie itself was good. I have no idea. What are your thoughts on the Michael Bay Transformers movies, Scavenger? Kirby said the fourth one is Age of Extinction, and then he said Uphold the Weak are the words I'm using to ask for a cleric multiclass. Interesting. So the fourth one was Age of Extinction. That's the one with the dinosaurs. I did not see the Transformers movie with the dinosaurs. I heard that one was bad and that the Dinobots were like barely in the movie. Scavenger said the Bumblebee movie isn't directed by Michael Bay and is dope. He said I like the first Bayformers movie and that's pretty much it. So you didn't really vibe with the other ones. I don't know. I thought five was good. Uh, cause one existed, you know, and then two also existed, and then three was kind of weird, uh, and then five I was like I'm back. I think I like this, cause I had a friend, my friend Chris. He was like way more into like the first few Transformers movies. I know he at least vibed with the first one a lot. Um, Two, I don't know too many people who vibe with two. I think three had some controversy involving two of the robots. People said they were like racist or whatever. Um, I don't really care about that kind of thing. They were just comedic relief characters, in my opinion. Uh, Maybe they carried some stereotypes, but I didn't think anything of it when I watched the movie. And then five was okay. I liked five. I was entertained in the theater. I would watch five again. I would like if I had the DVD or whatever, I would pop it in my PS4 and I would watch five again. I feel like one, two, and three, they weren't really worth my time. I don't think I would watch those again for any particular reason. Scavenger said, but I've seen all of them. Interesting. So you've seen all of them, but you only really liked the first one. Huh. What were your thoughts on the night one? The Knights of the Round Table one. I don't remember what it's called. Kirby, when you reveal your chest to your fellow party members and you say, uphold the weak, asking for that cleric multiclass, do you think something, really dramatic and really magical will happen? Like, do you think the clouds in the sky will part and like light will like beam down from like your god or whatever, and the symbol that's hidden on your chest will like shine? Like, do you think your DM will really play up the moment, Or do you think you're gonna yell all this dramatic stuff at the sky and then like nothing happens in the world? It's just your party members react to it. Then Scavenger said the first one in Bumblebee, he said the fifth one was decent. It cured my boredom. Yeah, I feel like it was an entertaining movie. I have a similar vibe where it's like it's not like you won't sit there and just be like, oh, I guess I'm here now. Kirby said I'm hoping so. He said I'm hoping good things happen. That's good. I hope so too. What is the personality of Bahamut? Is he like the kind of god who would appreciate you like putting a symbol on your chest and like making this really dramatic declaration, or do you think he's like a mischievous god who might see you do that and then maybe try to play a trick on you or like kill you? Because it really depends on, for one, the background of that particular god, and two, how your DM sees that god. Because I think that is very interesting. Um, because depending on who the DM is, it can really change how like different deities operate. Because if your DM is like, oh, I hate that particular deity, or I think that particular deity should act like an asshole, it really changes how the whole campaign works. That happened with Colin in the last campaign with Fool's Kingdom. He's like, Oberon is an asshole. Uh, and I followed Oberon as a warlock because in another campaign I played with my friend Will, I followed Oberon, and everything was cool when I followed Oberon in Will's campaign. I actually had a fairly personal relationship with the deity and was able to like meditate and like talk with him directly and give me guidance. And I had a big focus on like connecting with nature during that campaign. And then Colin's interpretation of Oberon is like, Oberon is an asshole who will kill you in a minute. He doesn't really care about like you or any of the people who follow him. He just watches you for entertainment and sees you as like toys. And I was like, fuck. It's just an entirely different god because it's up to like DM interpretation. This kind of sucks. Then Kirby said Bahamut is lawful good. Oh, it sounds like things should go well. Yeah, if you do that offering to Bahamut, I don't think he'll do anything chaotic or mischievous to you. Sounds safe. The only thing that I could see is if it was lawful, as in like he has his own code of rules, and his code of rules allow for a lot of crazy stuff to be considered morally good. That's the only way that I could see that being a potentially topsy turvy situation. Let's see. I think tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, do the fan poll stream, maybe go to Sandella's for the first time in like a hot minute because it has been a while since I've gone to Sandella's. Get a flatbread, come back here, read what I need to read for my first class of the day, and I don't think I have any reading that I need to do for marketing. I'll definitely check Canvas tomorrow and see if I have to like write something up for marketing. I'm not sure. Kirby said Bahamut is the god king of dragons, defender of the weak, and champion of righteousness. He is depicted as flying to the heavens, ascending to the astral plane. The god king of dragons. What race is your character? Are you going to be playing a dragonborn cleric sorcerer? Then John Mason said, hey, yo, John Mason, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. I have a few questions for you, John Mason. Question number one, how's your day today? Question number two, do you have any discussion topics that you like to discuss on the stream? And question number three, do you have any questions for your boy? Kirby then said he's playing as a human. Oh, interesting. Oh, a human with a draconic bloodline. Hey, I see where you're going. Then John Mason said, I checked about an hour ago and saw no stream, so I thought you weren't going to do a stream, lol. So I now have been doing a post. So if you guys check the discussion section of the channel, I'll occasionally post something that'll say like, hey guys, slight delay, or hey guys, vlog delay. So today, after I hung out with Dozer and Serena for a bit, I laid down, I like took a rest, uh, so that I could like kind of gather myself. Didn't really work though. Like I rested for a bit. I just kind of laid down on the floor, And then after that, I exercised, showered, and then I got out of the shower, and I'm still kind of all over the place, as you can tell. I'm not like all the way there. It's like 2 a.m. right now, so I'm just like, phew. But yeah, feel free to always check that discussion section on YouTube. If you like think I should have already posted a video, but I hadn't posted one yet, I'll normally post something there. If I don't post anything there, I normally post on the Amino at least with like a blog post on Amino going like, oh, delay, to let you guys know ahead of time if I'm not going to start the stream at the right time. Let's see. Kirby said, I was like, what? The human race gives you ability score boost? +1 to all 6 stats and one more language. I get what you mean. Human is a very cool class. I like the alternate um, variant of human that lets you get like a free feat. I like that. It's essentially like hitting level 4 early, being able to just get that free feat. It's pretty ballin'. I've used that at least a couple times. John Mason said, my day wasn't all that. I tried a game called Play We today, and won a ton of money though, but I tend to be lucky on my first tries. Anyway, I want to discuss so many things, I don't know what to choose yet. Well, you got 4 minutes, so go nuts. Just name as many things as you can. I'll try to discuss as many topics as possible in the next 4 minutes. And then he said way is pronounced way, so it's called Playway. Is Playway like a gambling type of game where you like win money? Um, Cause that sounds interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of Playway. Do 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 do. Bow 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 bow. We got 5 minutes. Well, it's not 5. We have 3.5 minutes left in the stream. Let's see. John Mason said, "Okay, yeah, it's a gambling game. You pick numbers based on different meanings, and they call the winning numbers." Oh, okay. That's straight up gambling. I was thinking it was gonna be a game that had some gambling aspects in it where you could win money, but no, that just actually just sounds like gambling. And he said, and you win 26 TT per dollar you put into it. Oh, what is TT? Ding, 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 do, 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 do. I imagine TT is a currency. I guess a better question would be, instead of what is TT, how much does TT translate to like a dollar? Kirby said the character's sorcerer side will be all damage, and the cleric side will be all heals and utility. It sounds like in the end you're gonna have a pretty like balanced character. Your character will have plenty of utility and healing, and be able to dish out hella damage. So you can choose in any situation whether or not you need to access some tools to heal your party, or to be the one dishing out the pain to your enemies. Have you ever gotten sleepy and your vision like blurs a little bit? I'm like in that. I'm in that state right now. John Mason said 1 US is 7 TT. Oh. So you win 26 TT per 1 US you put in? That sounds like a solid gain, right? Like you automatically just get more. He said, also, I want to quickly discuss if all the adults died and babies grow up worshiping garbage cans. If all the adults died and babies will worship garbage cans, I suppose babies would be able to use the garbage cans for shelter and for food, but would babies be intelligent enough in order to actually do that, or do you think they would just eat shit and die? Would be like my question. Scavenger said, in D&D, I play as a Minotaur Barbarian. I kill anything that attacks me first. No mercy. I like the way that you say that. I like the way that you said that. And then John Mason said, no, per 1 TT. So you gain 26 TT for every 1 TT you put in. So you multiply it by 26. I think I understand. I'm a little lost now. Now actually I'm confused. Scavenger said, and he is 12 and only 5 feet tall. So you're a short Minotaur barbarian who's going through puberty who kills anyone who hits him first. That sounds like an interesting character already. What kind of personality does he have? We have less than a minute left in the stream. And then John Mason said, thinking they have meaning. No, per 1 TT, thinking they have meaning. Meaning. You mentioned meaning earlier because the gambling game you pick numbers based on different meanings. I'm still confused on that. You pick numbers based on their meaning. Meanings in context to what? Kirby said, I will almost be like the Soulforge TCG card, Iztec, Khan of Araktor. You talking about how your D&D character will be like a card reminded me of what Colin said recently. Colin says whenever he makes characters in D&D, he just tries to recreate characters from fiction, normally from video games, into the D&D world. So it's interesting to hear you say that your character will be almost like a card that you like from a game that you enjoy, because that's very similar to Colin's philosophy when he makes and designs characters for D&D. Scavenger said, yes, exactly. His personality is me, but more childish and angrier. John Mason said, meaning talking about the garbage cans. Also, it's a Trinidad game, so every one Trinidad dollar you put in, you win 26. Yeah, that's just a straight net. You just net $26. What? So you win it automatically just from putting it in? That doesn't sound right. It sounds like you just get hella wins. Kel said, even though I didn't say much, this stream was pretty fun. Most def. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. John Mason said you get back 26 TT for it. What? Then Kirby said, it's like the design of the person on the level 3 version of the card in Soulforge. Oh, interesting. John Mason said, in our currency. Then Kirby said, but one side will be light, and the other side will be like fire or something. Ooh. Then John Mason said, how are you doing, Nick? Falling asleep. It's like 2:07 a.m. I'm probably about to end the stream since we've gone for an hour. But don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, in like 7 hours from now, maybe 8 hours from now, if I do it at 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m., I'm going to be posting that fan poll stream. So feel free to vote for what you would like to watch in tomorrow's fan poll. So when I post up that video, if you have time, make sure to jump in that comment section below and vote for something that you would be interested in watching, whether it be something you'd want to participate in live or something that you would like to watch in post. That's up to you depending on like your situation. Um, because the more that you vote, the more influence you have over the channel, and the more you can control the channel to make sure that you get to see the content that you want to watch. So I highly encourage you guys hit up the fan poll that'll be posted up tomorrow, so that you can influence the channel the way that you want. Then John Mason said, hey, it's 4:07 a.m. here. He said, work until I get ready to go to school. Well, trying to work, lol. He said, also, have you ever felt like you lost your soul? No. But have I ever talked to anyone who felt like they lost their soul? Yes. Yes, that is actually a more common problem than you think. The idea of someone like believing that they are like soulless, it can just happen. Um, I normally like to reassure people that like more likely than not, you haven't lost your soul. I feel like you're probably doing good. There's a lot of reasons why you just probably still have a soul. Kel said, I won't be able to vote at that time, so can I get an early vote? Um, hmm. I normally have pretty strict rules on how like the voting works. So if you're not able to vote that early, I understand. Keep in mind, when the fan poll comes up, you don't vote in the live chat of the fan poll, you vote in the comment section. So once the fan polls video is up, you have from when I post it, either at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So the fan poll's up on the channel for like 10, 11, 12, 1. It's up for like 4 hours. And then you don't have to watch the video. You just can jump in the comment section and just type up a vote real quick. If you happen to have like time to do so. I understand if you're not able to participate. Um, so it's like a quick thing that you can do if you want to and if you like are able to. Then John Mason said he's essentially giving us more time to vote. Yeah, by having it a thing where you can like post in the comment section rather than having to vote on that video live. Then Kel said, oh, okay, then that works. Cool. Ballin'. Then Kirby said, I just sent you a picture on Messenger. Ballin'. I saw the notification. I'm probably about to go to sleep. I can definitely check out that picture in the morning. I'd like to thank you all for watching and all for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell, be notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with John Mason, that one guy Kels, Kirby, Nani, Scavenger, Yep. I wanted to make sure that all credit went where credit is due. Also, Dozer and Serena, who popped in at one point as well. Let's see. So John Mason said, "All right, Nick. Later. Sleep well. Thank you kindly for the good wishes. I appreciate it. Catch you later." Kirby said, "See you next time, friends. See you next time, Curbs. Good having you." John Mason said, "I like to smash like buttons till they go gray." Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Scavenger said, "See ya. We'll catch you later, Scavenger." Kel said, "Bye bye. Peace out, Kels." John Mason said, "So I'll do that, and it even shows its life total going down. Lol. 5 to 4." Then Kirby said, "But they start gray." That means he hit it so many times and went back to the beginning. But then, when you see it go gray, you can just return it to the blue. It's interesting that blue is good. Normally, you think of blue as like sad. You also can think of gray as sad. It's like the like button is in a constant cycle of depression. But thank you all once again for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button and keep it blue. Favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding 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 ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams.